Hey, what's up, y'all? DHR2. So we're gonna react to things that you can learn from attending live events, and of course by World Culture Wrestling. But let me just say this before I get into this reaction video. As bad as this product is right now, I don't see myself going into live events. I never been to, and I don't plan on going to, because when I see the product that it's been, how bad it is right now, I'm gonna boo. So I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. So let's get into the video.
The best way to see WWE live is to experience it firsthand. That saying has been doing the rounds for ages, and in many ways it's true. The atmosphere, how close you are, the sheer way it differs from TV, and you can smell the wrestlers' sweat. Many people get their first fix of pro wrestling by seeing a live show, and when it's complete with all the bells and whistles that come along with Vince McMahon's traveling circus, it's hard not to be won over. It's a spectacle like none other. That doesn't mean watching it on television is somehow the ultimate negative.
Because it's not real.
Once you get into a routine of broadcast, you may even prefer it, and some of the changes could even be rather jarring when you venture back out to an arena near you. It may even feel like you're watching something brand new, just because you're so used to viewing it from the comfort of your own home. You've been indoctrinated, and you don't even know how it happened. It's usually then when you get a huge education, though. And why? I'm Simon from What Culture, and this is 7 things you only learn from attending WWE live. Number 7, some matches are weird without commentary. Straight up, if you are more familiar with your TV screen than the screams of an arena, it's oddly jarring to turn up and realise there's no commentary. A lot of folk genuinely think it'll just be blared over the PA, which wouldn't make any sense. If nothing else, the feedback loop would be ridiculous, and if we're talking about a house show, the announcers don't even need to be there to begin with. It would be like throwing money down the drain. But when you don't have Michael Cole or Todd Phillips to guide you to the action, you all of a sudden realise how much it does add to the experience, or at least how it serves to bring a little something extra to proceedings. It does mean some fans struggle, though, as they find it more difficult to get into a match and instead have to put up with some audience members providing their own words.
In my honest opinion, on TV is better because you actually hear the commentating. Hear them commentate the matches. Well, back then they were entertaining, but today it's not. So if you go in person, it's gonna suck, in my opinion.
That always sucks, especially as it's usually drowning in swearing and sweeping statements. Thanks for ruining my fun, jackass. It kinda sums it up, mind. There are some individuals out there who do like having their hand held through a Raw or SmackDown, and more power to them. It's that little piece of odd magic you'll never quite understand. Number 6, commercial breaks are obvious. When you go to a house show, you may not get as amped up wrestlers, but you do get flowing matches that have a very definitive start, middle, and end. Everybody has fun, and we leave with sunflower smiles etched onto our faces. Go to a TV taping, however, and things are vastly different, especially when you notice the lights dim slightly and a heel slap on a rest hold for a few minutes. That, my friends, is because we've gone to a commercial break. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what's happening, and on occasion,
maybe it's because their product sucks and there's not enough people to attend their live events. Because
but whatever you gotta do, right?
It's not good.
Fun because you know exactly when the cameras have started rolling again, because from nowhere the babyface usually springs into life and performs a hope spot to get the crowd invested once more.
Maybe
to show the level of production too, which I assume many of us take for granted. You got to get those cues down, and you got to get them done every single time. And let's face it, WWE rarely gets them wrong. This is harder if you are attending a Raw taping, because not only is it already 3 hours long, but you get these odd peaks and troughs to boot. But at least you see things no one else does, even if it is Jinder Mahal slapping on a chin lock for 3 minutes. And that's what Twitter is there for. You can head on over and complain about what you've just seen, and make sure you tag in Jinder himself. Number 5, most fans are still there to have a good time. There's this idea
most of them, but not all of them.
To WWE shows to troll the company and just cause a fuss.
I think most of them are just kids nowadays.
But it's good to remember they're the minority. Most human beings who turn up just want to have a good time, and 9 times out of 10, they do. Take Survivor Series last year, for example. There was plenty of talk that the audience sounded dead or not invested, but plenty of individuals counteracted that by saying the pocket of fans they were surrounded by was screaming their heads off and enjoying every single moment. It's what it's all about. Regardless of what's happening behind the scenes, there's still moments to be had by heading to a WWE live show and remembering to have some fun. It's good to keep that in your mind too. It's why watch in the first place, after all.
Like I said, all there are just kids, not adults.
As for these trolls, well, more often than not they get shot down quite quickly when it becomes pretty obvious nobody wants to hear what they've got to say. I mean, it happened to Enzo Amore. I imagine it happens to
remember that.
lives down the street as well. Don't let that put you off though if you have heard anything otherwise, and as a side note, remember to watch too, otherwise you'll be that guy who gets multiple posts on Reddit about how all wrestling fans stink. It is not true, I like to watch numerous times throughout the day, but that is the power of smelling. Everybody gets thrown into the same bracket, and you let the side down. Number 4, you're gonna get upselling. We all whether I'm right. Recall WWE shoving the whole $9.99 thing down our throats a few years back. It became comical at the time, but I guess in one sense it worked. Here I am talking
Who
about
cares?
the thing.
I did not care. Nobody cared.
Network always being free for 30 days. While this makes sense on TV, you may be surprised to hear it also happens away from the cameras during house shows. Take a second to think about that, and of course that's the case. The WWE is essentially an on-tour shop, but there is something odd hearing a ring announcer.
Oh, Jojo, you and your fake booty.
T-shirt, which is available now, or yes, to pimp out new discounts that apply to the streaming service. Before you leave, you'll be as up to date with the marketing plan as you can. The worst is when wrestlers themselves have to work it into their promos. That always feels forced, but whatever. It's just better when it's restricted to the person in a suit between the ropes or leaving advertising to the big screen. It works though. If it didn't, WWE wouldn't do it. It also means if you do walk away with a t-shirt or a funky pair of sunglasses, you shouldn't be too surprised. That's half of the experience, I guess. Spending money on things
Not really.
got cheaper online, but at least if you buy your
I'll go where
merchandise, you'll know you're helping them behind the
if I ever go to a live event, I would definitely go where I go where I'm wearing, instead of just buying their crappy product and walk out. I'll probably throw it in a dumpster where I live at, cause that's just me. Sorry, but that's just the truth.
Scenes. The more products they sell, the more likely they are to get a big old push. So if you do buy 100 Ty Dillinger 10 t-shirts, he may just end up becoming the US champion, and that's all because you went to a WWE
Whatever.
event. Number 3 is so damn slick. Applying more to televised shows just as there's more to do, going to see WWE Live is a masterclass in production. It's so efficient and, as stated, so damn slick. And yeah, I know Raw can drag on, but forgetting that aspect, how it's all put together is brilliant. Take shifting the set around when SmackDown transforms into 205 Live. It's almost effortless, and the speed in which this happens is worth staying around for alone. Company's got it down to a fine art. It's this way from top to bottom too. Merchandise, security, queuing, whatever. There's a reason WWE is described as a well-oiled machine, and that's because it can pull off these grand events with few to no issues whatsoever. That's not easily done. Obviously finances help, but go to any other wrestling show and you'll still notice the differences. Some even say that it's too well managed, which ultimately affects the product we get on TV, but that seems far-fetched. When you're dealing with an operation
The product still sucks. What are you talking about?
The fact WWE does that each and every time is praiseworthy indeed, hence the praise. Never forget that they're so good at this, other sports often borrow from WWE as well, and that's saying something. They're ahead of the game when it comes to production, and important eyeballs elsewhere keep an eye on what's going on, just in case they can use it. Number 2, floor seating can suck. This is a tough one as it can go your way. For example, way back in 2008 when I attended Royal Earls Court in London, myself and a friend plumped for 4 seats and got to the very front row. It was great, and I even got on camera cheering when Triple H took his top off. Those two things are not related, but that's what happens when you sit where everyone can see you. You can be reacting to something else entirely, and it looks like you're not. This isn't always the case, however, and choosing between getting as close as possible or having a good view of the action is something to ponder. If you are towards the back of the pack and WWE decides they're not going to use the big screens to show any of the matches, you may struggle to view what's going on. Then you got to stand the whole time along with little kids who are hoisted up on their chairs for the same reason, and it becomes a battle to view anything rather than just enjoying some good old-fashioned wrestling. So you got to think about it. Is it worth the risk of potentially staring at someone's skull for a few hours? Or are higher seats when you know you'll be able to see the ring the way to go? Number 1, sold out doesn't always mean sold out. You've probably heard this one before, even if you've never been to a live show, but WWE will tell you a show is sold out, even if it isn't.
And I still don't care.
It's not the most surprising thing. In the world of make-believe, you don't always have to be accurate, but hey, you've come here for facts, so that's what you're gonna get. If you want the real juicy details, sometimes fans are even repositioned for broadcast so that on TV, it looks as if the whole place is filled to the rafters. Smart. Unfortunately, in 2019, social media is all the rage, so you can't get away with this like you used to. Fans seem to love showing what an arena actually looks like, which equally will be met by shock and horror from other wrestling addicts. It's almost a compliment in many ways. Everybody expects all WWE events to be sold out. It can suck if you turn up and don't quite get the rowdy atmosphere you're hoping for, but that's why it's always good to take stock of what you're actually attending. If it's WrestleMania, expect carnage, and if it's a random house show, maybe a few thousand smiling faces is more appropriate. You can't really blame WWE for this from an announcing point of view either. Michael Cole isn't going to welcome us to the almost filled All-State Arena. It would sound ridiculous. And besides, if you can inflate genuine sold-out numbers, why not do it the other way too? Because that is wrestling. And on that note, if you do want to go on to Google and find out what the actual attendances were for some famous wrestling events, well, you may very well just be surprised. When you do learn this, remember this article and remember that What Culture Wrestling kept you ahead of the curve. Aren't you lucky, boys and girls? Yes, you damn well are.
And on that note, I cannot wait for AEW to debut on TV. Because I said this 1,000 times. I'm going to be laughing at Vince McMahon's face when their ratings are going down when AEW debuts on TV very soon. As for the WWE product itself, it still sucks. It's never going to get any better by all means. And it's the same old format over and over again. And you know what? This just proves it. This just goes to show you that Vince McMahon is never going to change. And that, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, DH Army, is the reason why I gave up on Raw and SmackDown altogether. And I will continue to give up on them until things change drastically. When SmackDown goes to Fox by the end of this year, I hope it changes. No more corny jokes. No more New Days, aka the Fat Day segments. No more of that goofiness. Nothing but pure sports wrestling. That's all we're asking for. Tell me in the comments below, did you ever attend live event? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? I've never been to a live event before. I don't plan on going because you know how I feel about the product. So, yeah. DHR2 signing out.